It's been 7 days since the country went into lockdown. It seems government is still struggling to come up with concrete regulations. Regulations concerning informal food traders and travel to funerals have been relaxed. And the Transport Minister may have caused some confusion with constantly changing regulations for the taxi industry. Taxis will now be permitted to carry 70% of its capacity at specific times. Our reporter Tshegohaco Moagi is on the ground looking at the situation, and she joins us now. Tshegohaco, when we spoke to you in the last hour, you were telling us that there are no police there to oversee these regulations.
That is true. So we were earlier at Bree Taxi Rank, and very few police officials or any government official really, just to try and police the situation there at the Bree Taxi Rank. You do understand, Jane, that 70% of those taxis are expected to be full, not more than that. But as we drove away from Bree, we saw a taxi driving out with full capacity. So 100% of that taxi was full. But we are still waiting to hear if there will be any form of officials that will be actually situated at the various taxi ranks, and I'll be speaking later to the Transport MEC. But for now, let us speak to the MEC of Kokta in the province, Lebogang Maile. Thank you so much for your time, sir. So the issues of, let's talk around the issues of sanitation in densely populated areas. What is the plan around that, specifically in areas like Alex now?
Well, we want to make sure that we reach out to as many of the congested areas as possible. We have already started in Alex, as you have seen day before yesterday. We will specifically target informal settlements and hostels, so we will be rolling out to all the areas.
And once you're in that area, what are some of the words from the community? What are they saying to you?
Well, we are very happy because our communities are conscientized. They are alert, and they are also worried about what will happen, and hence they are very cooperative, and they have welcomed us with open arms. And as we go to those communities, we also reinforce the message of social distancing, people having to stay home, having to wash their hands with soap or sanitizing. So we are confident that most of our people now are alert, and they know what are the dangers of the COVID-19.
I'm glad, MEC, that you mentioned the issue of washing hands. I mean, with certain areas there is no water, or they're sharing one tap. Is there a plan? I know that the Minister of Water and Sanitation has a plan in place to bring water tankers and things like that into various areas. But from Kokta's side, what is the plan with those densely populated areas, trying to flatten the curve of COVID-19?
Well, fortunately, we are working with national government. We're not working in isolation. And as you know, that water provision, water and sanitation is the competence of national and local government. So ours as Kokta in the province is to coordinate. And what we have been able to do, we had a meeting with the mayors on Monday just to get a report and about the areas that are affected and what plans are there. So at this point, we are happy with the reaction of municipalities and national government, because they've been able to identify the hotspots and provide water tankers in those areas. We will be going to some of those areas to make sure that there's social distancing, to make sure that those who are sharing taps and who are sharing these tankers are sanitized, and if there's queues, they are properly managed, those queues, because we have the responsibility as government to continuously communicate this message and ensure that our communities adhere to the rules.
Now, just finally, do you think that the Gauteng province is ready to deal with any other more cases that would actually face? We are currently the epicenter of this.
We are ready. As today at 9 o'clock, we will be meeting as the Provincial Executive Council or Cabinet to specifically look at the plans. And we have started planning since the first outbreak. And we have also been clear that we want to look beyond what we have now. We even reinforcing our resources. You would have seen the MEC of Health in our province confirming, for instance, that we will be creating an additional 2-bed hospital in Nasrec, and calling upon all the former health workers or rather clinicians to come back. And we have also reinforced with the health workers, and we were in Alex, I think a few days back, to launch the mass screening and mass testing, because that was a pilot to demonstrate our readiness and our commitment to making sure that if the outbreak gets out of hand, we will be definitely able to deal with it as the provincial government, of course working with the national government and municipalities. We are fortunate because we've got 3 metros in the province, and these metros have got massive resources. So we will be working with them to ensure that we channel those resources appropriately, and there is no misuse of any or misdirection of resources, so that we can all coordinate properly and make sure that whatever intervention we make is impactful.
All right, thank you so much, Lebogang Maile, the MEC of COGTA in the province, just giving us details about plans in place within the province to ensure that we flatten that curve of the coronavirus.